Okay, chapter 17. Mom sat at the kitchen table with her familiar semester preparation spread. Her laptop was open and there were papers and books everywhere. "Whatever you do, do not touch the sticky notes," she said when I sat down. I began stacking her books by size. "I wouldn't dream of messing with your system, Mom." "You better not. How was school?" "School was school," I said, placing the last and smallest book on top of the pile. Mom looked away from her screen. "I don't appreciate the attitude," she said. "I'm helping this girl, Ellie, get signatures for a petition," I said, checking my tone. "That's great," Mom said. "What's it for?" "Fewer blobs, more real food in the cafeteria." "I'm glad you're getting involved, Malou," Mom said, ignoring the fact that I'd just told her the school was feeding us blobs. She smiled a smile of relief. Like my helping with a petition meant I was settling into my new life and everything was fine. "How's language arts? What are you reading?" Mom and I didn't seem to have a whole lot in common, but we both loved to read. "The Outsiders," I said. "I love The Outsiders," Mom said. "Such a great book." "It's okay." I wasn't about to tell her that it was more than okay, that I understood the way Ponyboy often felt mismatched too. "Any authors of color on your reading list?" "What color?" I asked. "There might be a purple author on it." "Very funny." I shrugged. I knew I was getting on her nerves. Mom taught U.S. Latino literature in the English department, so sniffing out authors of color was one of her super Mexican powers. "There should be," she said. "We're in one of the most diverse cities in the country." I let out a pretend snore. "Do you have to be such a grouch?" Mom asked, gathering her things. "I'm glad we're here and that you're surrounded by people from all kinds of backgrounds. Not to mention all the Spanish you get to hear and study in school every day. I hope some of it will stick." "Why?" I asked. "So I won't be such a weirdo coconut?" I didn't mean to say the coconut part, but it came out before I could stop myself. "I mean, so that maybe you'll want to speak it," Mom said, closing her laptop. "What's this coconut business about?" "It's nothing," I said. "And for your information, I can speak Spanish just fine. I just choose not to." "Well, that makes me sad," she said. "I wish you thought of it as part of who you are, that's all." "You mean who you wish I was?" "I hate that we're having this conversation when I have to leave for class, Malou," Mom said, glancing at her watch before giving me her concerned parent look. "Let's finish this later, okay?" Talking about this again with Mom was nowhere on my list of things to do. What did Mom know about the coconut life anyway? "Anything else going on at school that I should know about?" Mom asked as she shoved her books into a large canvas bag. This would have been the moment to tell her about the band and the talent show, but I knew there was no way I could. It would just be one more thing for her to disapprove of. "Nope," I said. "Nada." "There's a quiche in the fridge. I told Senora Auralia that you'll be here alone." "Mom, I can take care of myself," I said. "Besides, Senora Auralia is about 100 years old. I should be taking care of her." "That's so nice of you to offer to check in on her," Mom said. "I bet she'd like the company." "I wasn't offering," I said, following Mom to the door. Mom smiled and planted a kiss on my forehead. "Oh, before I forget," she said, "I signed us up for the intro dance class on Saturday morning." "You aren't serious," I said. My heart pounded like there was a bird trapped inside, desperately trying to get out. "Of course I am," Mom said. "I told you about it at back to school night, remember?" "No," I said, shaking my head. "You told me to think about it." "Well, I let Senora Ramirez know that we're both coming," she said. "It'll be fun. Now lock up behind me." The little bird in my heart stopped flapping its wings. I knew there would be no discussion. This was one cultural adventure I wasn't getting out of. After Mom left, I pulled out my notebook and tried to think of some songs to bring to our first band meeting. If we got to the talent show, we would have to perform in front of the entire school, in front of parents, and in front of Selena. We didn't have a song or a real drummer. I could never bring myself to sing into the microphone at record store shows. How were we ever going to play as a band? I got that out of control feeling like when you're on a roller coaster, strapped in, and you realize it's too late to get off the ride. All you can do is close your eyes, hang on tight, and wait for it to end. So I called Dad because I knew he could at least slow down the roller coaster for me. "Ramon's songs are really easy to learn," he said. In true Dad fashion, he had all the answers, or at least some of them. "Besides, everyone will be so entranced by the lead singer they won't even notice if the band is good or not." "I don't know," I said. "I've never performed in front of a crowd of people." "I'm proud of you for trying something that scares you." "Dad," I said, "do you know what a coconut is?" "Only the key ingredient in my favorite candy bar," he answered. "Why?" "No, like if someone calls you a coconut," I said. "It means you're brown on the outside and white on the inside." I told him about our band's name. "That's pretty clever," Dad said, "and subversive. It works." "I guess." "What's the problem then?" I thought about Dad's question. What was the problem? Why did it bother me so much that Selena called me a coconut? I don't know, I said. It makes me feel like there's something wrong with who I am. There's nothing wrong with you, Malou, Dad said. You can't let what other people think about you bother you. You'll never be happy if you do. Turning an insult into something you embrace is a good way of empowering yourself. Yeah, sticks and stones, I mumbled, though I wasn't feeling very powerful at the moment. And as far as the dancing goes, if you inherited my moves, the lesson will be a piece of cake. You're a terrible dancer, Dad, I said. Exactly. Step on your mom's toes for an hour, and that will be the last dance lesson you take. Good plan, I said and laughed. Besides, showing up and making an effort goes a long way, he said. Your mom will be less likely to give you a hard time about it if you at least try. You're right, I said. Hey, have you checked out the record store I told you about? Dad asked. Not yet, I said, but I will soon. I couldn't tell Dad that we'd been right near the store, and I'd chosen not to go because it was too hard. I knew what he'd say. Not doing something because it's hard isn't punk. I lifted my pillow and counted the worry dolls, all present and accounted for. Punks don't dance, I said to their little faces before placing the pillow back over them.